Do you know what synchronicity is in terms of like universe, uh, that kind of synchronicity? I think I've been experiencing a lot of it. It smells weird in here. Sorry. I lit incense earlier. It's really just going. It's too. The room is too small to have incense in here. Let's say it. Let's put it that way. Too strong. Uh, yeah, I have these instances a lot where I'll be. It's a lot when I'm driving. I'll hear something on the radio, and I'm not even really listening to the radio, but they'll say a word that's kind of, it's not like a word that you say every other sentence or anything like that. Like they're talking about being a descendant of different ancient cultures and something like that. And then as soon as this person said descendant, the car in front of me who just pulled in front of me in the same exact time had a bumper sticker of the Descendants, the band. And I'm like, okay, it was like I literally was reading it at the same time as I was hearing it. So it was like too perfectly synced up that way. Another time, a friend of mine had gotten me tickets to go see Norm Macdonald with him and his dad. And I'm famous for blowing people off, so he was texting me like nonstop, and my phone was sitting in the passenger seat next to me, just buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. So I stop at a stoplight, and I grab the phone real quick just to see what he's talking about. And I was like, "Hey man, are you coming to Norm? You still coming to Norm?" And like, I put the phone down, light turns green, we start driving, and then I noticed the car that I guess was in front of me the whole time. I don't know. I just happened to look at the license plate of this car, and it says Norm 1. The motherfucker's license plate is Norm 1. And I was just getting these text messages about if I'm going to make it to Norm Macdonald that day. And the show was happening way out in some theater not in the city. So it wasn't like there were these like Norm super fans like in the neighborhood or anything like that. It was totally arbitrary and so bizarre. I'm just going to name the few that I can remember. Another one, again, driving, listening to the radio, sports radio. They were talking about the Blackhawks, and I wasn't even really listening this time either. It was just like on as background noise. But I was lost, so I pulled over off of the main road to figure out where I was, and like I saw that the street that I had pulled over onto, I'm looking at the map like, okay, where am I now? Like, what is this on my maps on my phone? And as soon as I'm reading the street, Marion Court, he says Marion Hosa, etc., on the radio. Marion Hosa, like again, I'm hearing it as I'm reading it exactly at the same time. So very strange. And this other thing happened with the same friend, the Norm Macdonald friend. I was trying to let him know that the girl who worked at the ice cream parlor by my old apartment, it looks kind of like Olive Oil. But I couldn't think of her name, Olive Oil. For some reason, I wanted to say Penelope. So I just told him, I was like, yeah, if you see her, like, she looks like, so I just kept saying, like, what's her name? And, like, I never said anything. I never even started to say Penelope, but I wanted to say Penelope so bad for some reason. And so I'm just standing there. He's like waiting for me to say something. And he's like who? Penelope Cruz? He says. And I'm like, wait, why did you say that? And he's just like, I don't know. He just like shrugs. I don't know why I said that. I know that I never even began to say Penelope. So I just wanted to so badly for some reason. And like, I don't know. He just felt like saying it. For some reason, Penelope and Olive Oil, I don't know why I had it mixed up. But she looked like Olive Oil. And he said Penelope because I was thinking Penelope was like the wrong name. And I found that to be inexplicably bizarre. So these are instances of what I think would be described as synchronicity in like the cosmic context. If you have experienced that, or maybe you know more about what it could mean, let me know, because it's kind of tripping me out, and I'm sure it's going to happen again. And I'd like to know what it all means.